The following episode may, and most likely does, contain spoilers, foul language, and Owen Wilson saying, "Wow." Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Dicks Exposed. I am not Pat.
And I am not Mike.
And today we will be discussing the human anatomy.
The human anatomy.
Human anatomy.
And how it starts from your heart and it continues outwards.
Yeah, it's like it's all there, and I know the parts work together.
Right.
So like we need to talk about that.
It's like if you were born with just a chest.
Yeah.
You would want more, right?
Yeah, I would want more than
You
just
would
my
want
chest.
more, right.
Yeah. So like I would like, like some like arms and some legs maybe. Yeah. I'm just throwing it out
Just
there.
throwing it out there.
Throwing some things out there.
Mike, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little confused. What are we even talking about
I
today?
have no idea what we're talking about today.
You don't know what we're talking about?
No, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's just scrap that idea.
All right, we're just going to scrap it
Let's talk
completely.
about continuations and spin-offs
Oh, okay,
of
that's
animes
a better
and mangas
idea.
that we've
There we
had.
go.
All
It's
right.
a lot better than the human anatomy.
Yeah.
Anime
yeah.
is just better than the human anatomy.
Before we move on, though, did you know there's at least 7 bones in your body?
Was that?
Yeah, there's at least 7 bones.
At least
and
7
2
bones.
muscles.
I don't even know what to do with this knowledge anymore.
Insert head explosion.
I need the human anime. I tried.
I see what you attempted to
I
do there,
attempted it.
but then you look like a freaking idiot.
Yeah, of course. This is our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if we looked good, we wouldn't be doing it right.
Oh, wait, no. Hold up. We were supposed to talk about... I got to bring it back for a second.
Mm-hmm.
About how you... Our studio audience got mad at you because you said you didn't want to watch JoJo
Yes.
because it has a dog dying in it.
Yes.
And a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
we literally talked about how Sho Tucker was a good guy.
And about how he made the best life ever for his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because last time I checked, he didn't kill his that dog, that Camaro. It was still a dog, just mixed with a human.
I mean, it just... Sho Tucker is basically a millennial, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, millennials nowadays aren't having kids. They're adopting pets because they're good human beings.
Yes.
I mean, there's plenty of kids out there that don't need to be had.
Last time I checked,
but there's so many dogs in, like, pounds and shelters. They need loving homes.
Yeah, and last time I checked, isn't like everyone like all freaked out because like everyone's like, oh, they're gonna start working on giving us cat girls finally. And how do you get cat girls? By splicing cat DNA into human embryos, right?
Sho Tucker created cat girls.
Yeah, you're welcome, society.
Yeah.
All right, so
And this is not Mike reminding you to spay and neuter your animals.
I love it. Who's that? Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
All right.
Price is right.
The price is wrong.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Anyways, continuations. All right, let's continue that.
Continuations. So
Continuations.
I'm gonna start us off.
All right.
With the anime that started me off.
Oh, baby.
Don't get too excited.
All right.
Or get excited because it's a great one. Dragon Ball.
So we are talking about your balls.
We're talking about my balls.
All right, cool.
My 7 magic balls of power.
Gotcha.
Dragon Ball started back in the 80s? I'll say 80s. That sounds right.
80s.
Yeah, that sounds right. Akira Toriyama created Dragon Ball based off of A Journey to the West.
Yes.
And changed it all up. And, I mean, Dragon Ball is just an amazing series in and of itself. One of the great early comedies I read. It's what I started watching on Toonami back in the day.
Right. Dragon, Rock the Dragon.
Yeah.
All right.
Went to the library, started picking up the books, all that stuff. And actually, I hate to say it, I'm a nerd. Or not a nerd, but I'm a faker. I started off on Dragon Ball Z. Then found out that Dragon Ball existed. Went back, reread that. I actually like Dragon Ball more than I do Dragon Ball Z.
I can respect it because like going back and watching Z now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I was a dumb kid. I did just like watching dudes scream.
Yeah.
I mean, that explains a lot about me as a person now as I'm an adult, but I mean, yeah, I get it.
I mean, that's what we all did.
Right.
Like, in elementary school, middle school, we just screamed at each other to power up and then, cried.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you had Dragon Ball, then you had Dragon Ball Z, which took like the storyline, blew it up 1,000 times. And then you had Dragon Ball Get Turned, which is now canceled. It is not.
Yes, Grand Tour.
Which gave us probably the best Super Saiyan form ever.
I'm gonna hit you with some controversy.
Ooh, hit me.
I actually like GT.
Like just the dancing men part? Or
Honestly, because I like Dragon Ball, and I did not care for Z really that much after the Frieza saga.
See, I liked everything up till Majin Buu.
Yeah.
I really hated Buu, which I know people
Buu
give
was
me
bad.
shit all the time because they're like, but it gave you the fusions. And I'm like, do we need fusions?
No.
I mean, like Gogeta and Vegeta, yeah, they're cool, but watch Dragon Ball Heroes, and that's exactly what you get when you introduce fusions, because that's literally how they beat everyone.
Yeah.
You know, every episode starts with Vegeta going, I'll never team up with you, and then we need to fuse, and that's how they beat, fucking Raditz, Super Saiyan 3 Raditz, they need to fuse to beat. What?
How long is his hair at Super Saiyan 3?
It's literally the same thing.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's just gold.
All right. No, I actually like GT. I honestly did. Back in the day, before I knew no better, before I realized it wasn't Akira Toriyama, I actually liked GT. I thought it was fun.
So I really hated Baby. I wish they deleted Baby, expanded on Super Hellfighter,
yes,
and expanded on Shadow Dragons.
Yes, I kind of like the idea. The only thing I liked about Baby was I liked the idea that Golden Azaro was because he looked at Earth while raging out. Mm-hmm. It was Earth's energy that turned him, like, not the moon. It was kind of like, it was interesting. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It got scrapped, and we got the better continuation.
Yeah, super much better, and I still have hopes that eventually maybe a Super Saiyan 4 will show up.
He does say that he likes it.
Yeah,
he has been on record saying multiple times that the only thing he liked about GT was Super Saiyan 4. So,
and I mean, the last thing he said he liked was Brawly, and now Brawly is canon.
Brawly is canon now. So,
I need Super Saiyan 4, and I need Cooler, because Cooler is so badass.
He's way better than Frieza. I can't stand Frieza. Give me Cell back. I prefer Cell.
Yeah, Cell Max.
Yeah,
Cell Max.
I love that. This is just turning into a Dragon Ball episode.
Dragon Ball could be an episode.
Dragon Ball could just be a whole episode. It changed everything.
Yeah.
Without Dragon Ball, you do not have Yu Hakusho. You do not have Hunter x Hunter. You do not have Bleach, Naruto. Yeah, you don't have One Piece.
I mean, it's kind of a segue into the other massive continuation, OG anime too, because it was Dragon Ball and it was Gundam that really brought America into the anime scene, because America brought Gundam over because they knew they could sell toys.
What makes Gundam interesting, both as a continuation and as a spin-off series, is the fact that, when you really truly break it down, it's a bunch of spin-offs, right? Like, Gundam Wing is a spin-off. Gundam 00 is a spin-off. G Gundam's a spin-off, right? Because they all take place in their own separate universes. Some of them technically take place in the same universe. I had someone trying to explain to me that Gundam 00 and Gundam Wing exist in the same universe, and it might be right. It might be true. I don't know. I really do like Gundam, but I'm never going to be that guy when it comes to Gundam.
Right.
But if you want to talk about continuations, if you take the original Mobile Suit Gundam, the original 1960s, they continuously added to that story. You have Gundam Origin, you have Gundam 08 MS Team, 0083 Stardust Memory, which all takes place in the Universal Century, which is where the first Gundam takes place. Mobile Suit Gundam with Amuro takes place in the Universal Century 0079.
So all these...
I might be wrong.
All these Gundams, are they in the same universe, just different timelines?
No.
And there's some that are just sequentially next to each other, or...
So Universal Century is the main Gundam timeline. That is the one that, it is the actual... It is the only actual timeline. There are there's the Chaotic Timeline, and all these other ones that, are technical timelines that have other things. But, they're usually, somebody wrote a story, they made an anime, and then they wrote, these novels, these, light novels, or these mangas that fill in the gaps of that universe. But the only true timeline, and again, fight me in the comments if you want, it's Universal Century. It's the main one. It's the one where it all starts. The first one takes place at 0079. It's the...
Please tell me there's a Bond unit.
There is actually a Bond Gundam.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, in one of the...
I'm watching it now.
Yeah. But yeah, that takes place with Satellite Drop. I think it was Satellite 5. I might be wrong on that one. That was dropped on... Australia, and to start off the war between the Federation and the Zeon forces. They literally took an entire space colony and they filled it with they painted over everything, and they made it so that it wouldn't burn up on entry. They painted it with this like material, and they literally took the entire colony, which is like, it's. I'll have to show you a picture of it. Like when you actually see you think like satellite, like it's not that big, but it's a whole fucking colony the size of a fucking country, like a whole civilization's living on there. They just took it and they pushed it down on Earth, and it fell in Australia to start off the war between the Earth Federation and the Xeon forces. But yeah, that
Gundam
has one
is
giant
actually like
continuation.
on my list to watch, but I feel like that's an investment. Cause
that is an investment.
It's 60 years to catch up on.
It
pretty
is,
much.
If you want to know the true storyline, yes, that's an investment. If you just want to watch fun Gundams fighting, I can give you a bunch that takes like you could just watch that one and just be good. Double O is one that you can watch without having any previous knowledge. G Gundam is one you can watch without any previous knowledge. There's a couple of Universal Central ones you can watch without any previous knowledge, but it really it's like when you someone tells you can watch this, but like you don't get all the little nuances that
Okay, I got you. So it's kind of like someone saying like, "Hey, you can watch Firefly."
Yeah.
Or Serenity. Was it? You can watch Serenity. You don't necessarily need to watch Firefly, but to understand everything in Serenity.
Right. Or
one of them is the movie, one of them is the show. I cannot remember which one is it.
When people tell you that you can watch Torchwood without watching Doctor Who.
Right.
There are people that actually say that.
Like,
they say like Torchwood is it's completely separate from Doctor Who because it's like you have to watch Doctor Who to understand truly all the ins and outs of Torchwood. But
just Jack Harkness as a character.
Yeah.
Just Captain Jack. You need to know where he came from.
Actually, speaking of him. My parents watched Torchwood without even knowing that it was a Doctor Who thing.
Really?
Yeah. And they enjoyed the crap out of it. And I'm like, you could have enjoyed the crap out of it even more if you watched Doctor Who.
When I was a kid, I always sat with my parents and watched Frasier, never knowing it was a spinoff of Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. There's another one. It was a spinoff of Taxi.
Taxi
I think, was also a spinoff of Cheers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other continuations.
I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Which ones?
The giant disappointment that got released on December 16th. The Naruto announcement that was built up for like a year.
Oh my god, dude!
Which, if you're a nerd, you know what this is about.
Yes, this is the biggest slap in the face that has happened in like the most recent, because they built that hype up so much.
And actually, I kind of feel bad for them because they didn't really build the hype up. They were just like, a Naruto announcement coming, mid-December, and then everyone is just like, Naruto's a dream.
Like,
sorry,
Boruto's a dream. It was a Genjutsu this whole time.
Right.
Infinite Tsukiyomi.
So Naruto Uzumaki, this is what you want.
Oh my god, there was all that stuff, and it didn't help that the heads of Shonen Jump decided to make this announcement like, I think a week after Mr. Beast had came out asking how much it would cost to have Naruto reanimated. Which
they did reanimate like the first, 60 episodes or something like that. Everything through the end of the Zabuza arc. They reanimated that, yeah.
Oh, I had to actually go watch it.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty dope.
All right.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw, like, someone posted that, and they were like, by the way, here's the reanimation of the first, 60 episodes. And I was like, oh.
That sounds amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You know what else got an odd spin-off from Naruto, too? Was, I guess it was a spin-off of Boruto, but, what's his face? The smoking dude that got killed, Shikamaru's sensei.
Oh, Azuma.
His daughter has her own spin-off manga now too.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's I haven't been following it. I read the first two chapters, but it's basically like she just got promoted to a genin or something like that.
So
and Kakashi asked her to accompany him on this journey to another village.
I hope for a fact that it's this is not a Kishimoto thing. I hope that this is just a Shonen Jump trying to milk Naruto thing, because I would lose all respect for Naruto Kishimoto if it turned out he was just yeah, sure, I want more money, people just make spin-offs.
Yeah, it's I gave you 1,000 characters, do what you want with them.
Yeah. Boruto is already bad,
yeah,
which is a spin-off we can talk about as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I heard that if you read 100 chapters it gets good. I'm nothing should take 100 chapters to get good.
Right. Like, you should never have to watch all of season 1 of Spirit fighting laser beam finger
That
shooting
is
guys.
only 6 episodes. Bring myself down so our editor doesn't get mad at me. We literally talked about this.
You're about to go into timeout.
We literally talked about this before we started recording.
Not up in here. No, I think Boruto could have just been a movie. Honestly,
it really could have. Ooh, I want to talk about a continuation that should not have happened at all, and that was Berserk 2016.
Haven't watched it.
You never watched Berserk? Original?
No.
The original anime? Watch the original anime and do yourself a favor. Forget that I brought up Berserk 2016 and do not go watch that.
Watch it.
It is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, shit.
All right? Like, I think I'd rather actually physically sit down and watch every episode of Boruto. You know what? I would actually watch every single episode of My Hero Academia before I would watch Berserk 2016.
I have a real question. Would you rather watch Berserk 2016 or The Last Airbender?
Are you talking about The Last Airbender, the movie, or the show?
The movie.
Oh.
That doesn't actually exist, but we're going to bring it up for this.
Fuck.
The fact that you have to think about it that hard.
Dude, that's how bad 2016 is, though, dude.
Wow.
It's that bad. That is a... Oof.
So you know me. I'm a reader.
Yeah.
I don't watch often.
Yeah.
I like to pick up mangas and read them. So I tried reading Berserk, but that was so overstimulating because every single panel, I swear they spent a year drawing. Like, it's freaking detailed.
There's a reason why he only put out like a chapter every 5 months.
Right. And I mean, when you try and take in all of that information, like it's a lot. When you're starting from zero and you're having to catch up on like 200 chapters or whatever.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly don't know if I can give you an answer to that question. I really don't know. I think I'd rather just like
just burn them both.
Just
did M. Night Shyamalan produce Berserk 2017?
He might as well have.
He might as well.
Like, first of all, it's all in CGI.
Ew.
Yeah, it's all CGI.
The only person allowed to do that is Mappa.
Not even remotely good CGI. It's like really bad CGI.
Oh, like cubics?
Yeah. It's like, it's bad CGI, and like they reuse the same sound. Like, it sounds like two pots like smashing together, right? Like two metal clunking sounds every time he like swings his sword. And he'll hit like a human, like just flesh. Mm-hmm. And like when he hits them, it's like clunk, 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 clunk. And I'm like, he's not even wearing a metal armor, dude. Like, why the fuck are you using that sound? Like, why are you using a metal sound? That is a metal and flesh sound. Like, it is I will show you screenshots of it. And even without even watching 97, you'll be like, oh, this is terrible. It's bad. It's bad. That is a continuation.
I feel like I need to watch it now. Just because it's so bad. I'll watch the original first.
Watch 97. It is beautiful. I love 97. But
because the 17 or whatever is a Netflix one, right?
Netflix did like they had the movies, which weren't bad, but they were still bad because they were like CGI.
Okay.
There's 3 movies that came out that were just a retelling of the 97 anime. With they redid it with CGI, and it does actually add. It is more manga specific. Okay. There's a couple things that happened in the manga that wasn't in the 97 version. Like the Skeleton Knight shows up in the animated movies, but he's not in the 97 one. But he should have been because he's a key figure. But I understand.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so we do have a second portion of this podcast that we did want to touch on too. Yeah. Which you're kind of bringing up now is so. Animes that were reanimated.
Yes.
So you have Berserk that got reanimated. Before we jump there, though, I do want to just throw out some other continuations that happened just for our fans if they want to check it out. Sensei Negima.
That's one I know you like.
It was a great manga, and the anime did not do it justice because that was one that started off as like a slice of life. You know, I'm a teacher at a magical school. Went into like a hardcore battle.
Right.
Manga. The anime stopped at the slice of life school part, but they did animate UQ Holder, which is actually a sequel to Negima. It takes Negima's grandchild and it follows him. So that's pretty far. I think that's on Amazon Plus.
Okay.
So you can watch that. Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail did get a sequel. It's called 100-Year Quest.
Yes.
So that right now, I believe, is just a manga. Has not been animated.
It's getting animated,
but it is getting animated. Cool.
They announced
that. Obviously, we got Pokemon.
Yes.
Every single Pokemon. 25 years worth of Pokemon. We got Digimon. You know that went Adventures 2, Adventures 3. We got Tri. We got Last Evolution Kazuma. We got
I like Frontier.
Frontier.
I'm weird.
I mean, you got everything. Digimon's been around just as long as Pokemon has, pretty much.
Yes.
Legend of Korra. We have the sequel to The Last Airbender. Was Legend of Korra.
And they announced the new.
One.
Yep.
We are getting an animated Earthbender.
Yes.
I'm pretty hyped.
I am pretty hyped about that.
We are also getting the Aang Gang is back together.
Yep, we're getting a movie.
So we are getting the movie of adult Aang Gang. Pretty hyped. You got Magi with Sinbad, who got a whole season about himself, which is funny because I watched Sinbad, did not even finish Magi. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! You gotta love Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, you gotta enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't have to like physically watch every single one, but I mean, come on, GX.
Yeah, I mean,
5Ds.
I don't know. I never watched anything after Battle City. I'm not gonna lie.
Battle City is kind of the only arc that's worth watching, but there are a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Spinoffs. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw one else out there real quick. Also, Zoids.
Oh, Zoids.
Zoids has a bunch of spinoffs, and they just actually
really?
about a year ago they had another one.
You know, here in
just throwing my mechs in there.
The lovely state of Maryland, we do this thing called Senior Week.
Yeah.
Our first Senior Week, we actually spent the entire thing watching Zoids.
Chaotic Century with BitCloud?
No idea.
Okay, not Chaotic Century.
Whatever was out in 2008.
So, you were saying remasters.
So, remasters.
Yes.
So I know one of the coolest things that I saw was, we'll start it off the same way with Dragon Ball. They dropped Dragon Ball Kai, which, like, if you watched Z, you know that if they start screaming, you got to be at least 3 episodes worth of screaming. What Dragon Ball Kai did is they took that and just deleted it. So, like, the Saiyan saga, like the original Saiyan saga, I think was 38 episodes long.
It was very long.
And that was just from when Gohan started training with Piccolo to when Vegeta got defeated. And they took that, and in Dragon Ball Kai, I think they shortened that to 17 episodes. Because they literally just deleted all parts of Gohan and Piccolo training, except for, like, Gohan getting his tail cut off and going Uzuru that one time.
Okay.
And I want to say...
he, like, escape and, like, finds, like, a village of, like, orphan kids or something like that?
Yeah, and he, like, rediscovers himself, and he's like, no, I actually need to train, and he goes back to the island. Yeah, they cut all of that out. I want to say they made it to the Cell Saga in under 100 episodes.
Whoa, okay. Cool. Yeah. So if we're also talking remastered, I got to talk about remastered, which is Hunter x Hunter, which got a remaster in 2011. I talked about this briefly in our chat. I like that they remastered Hunter x Hunter, right? But I am also a huge fan of the 97 anime, which did have fillers, right? But the fillers in the 97 anime actually, I think, added to the story of Hunter x Hunter. There's the infamous boat filler arc where they're stranded on this boat, and they have to find a way to get the boat afloat because every decade or every 10 or 20 years there's a tidal wave that comes at this specific time, and it hits the boat, and the way they're able to judge how tall the tidal wave is going to be based off of like where the barnacles hit.
Okay. And
they notice that the barnacles are like the last time was like right at below the top level of the boat, and like they're like, okay, so that means the next one's going to be above, and we're all going to drown. So we all need to work together to get this boat going, right? And so like they all kind of like snap together, the whole the whole selection teams, like they all all the people that are trying out for the hunter exam, they all get together, and they're like, and they get the boat working, and then like immediately after they have to do the hunt exam where they have to hunt each other. So they were just friends, like they all working together.
So
they were all like buddies.
Literally after they're done running through that tunnel.
Yeah, and so
or is it even before that?
It's after the prison exam. They had to go through the prison tower.
Oh, okay, so it's farther.
Yeah,
Okay.
the run, the swamp, the cook test, the prison tower, then the boat thing, and then it goes to the where they have to hunt each other.
Okay.
And I like the boat because they all have to get together and work as a team. And then immediately after, it's like they were told like now you have to hunt one another. So like all the friendships and the camaraderie you just had, throw that out the window. And I actually like that. I thought that was a fun little filler because this was before I read the manga and I didn't know it was filler. I enjoyed it. And
did the original one make it to Ant Island?
it did not.
Okay, I was gonna say I can't imagine that with filler because that's already fucking a year long.
Yeah. The way that the 97 ends is and like not the 97 because you also have to watch all the OVAs. There's multiple OVAs, but the OVA goes all the way through Greed Island, which is the playing card one. I enjoy the 97. I think I love the 2011 because it finally gave me the Chimera Ant arc. And I think the Chimera Ant arc did a great. I love the anime because like a lot of people say they don't like the narration in the anime, and I'm like, man, you gotta understand how heavy those speech bubbles were in the Chimera Ant arc. He had just broken his arm, and he was doing the entire thing left-handed, so there were so many speech bubbles, and so like almost every panel you had just like a little picture of Gone and then like 20 speech bubbles, and it was like, man, there was so much. So having a narrator like narrating the things that were going on instead of having them just talk constantly, I think was fantastic. But people are like, I hate the narration. I'm like, bro, until you suffer through the Chimera Ant art manga like we all had to do when it was coming out, don't come at me with the narration.
So one thing I can say too, so I am rereading One Piece. This is my third try. So the first time I got to Poison Island, I don't know, there's giant babies and everyone's getting poisoned. I lost so much interest in it at that point. So I'm rereading it now and I'm getting to the point where they're at the end of like the Alabasta fight with Crocodile.
Ooh, one of the best villains.
And that is so text heavy. Like I do not remember that so much, but it's like, you know, I sped through like the first 150 chapters.
Right.
And now I feel like it takes me a whole day just to read a chapter.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. Like every panel is just completely saturated with text.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like all nonsense shit too. Like, you know, it's just like Sanji and Chopper yelling at each other, and I'm like, why do I need this?
It's one thing I like about One Piece, even though this isn't the continuation series. Well, I mean, it's a continuation. It's never ended. But
it's continuing to be issued.
The anime is usually never that far behind the manga. Like right now, I'm being told by one of our audience members that the anime is not that far from where Gear 5 happens, and that's the end of that arc. Like that is the end of that arc.
Right.
And they're only a little bit into the next arc, so it's like awesome.
Oh, which means you're about to get a lot of filler.
Yeah. Well, Oda doesn't take breaks, so that's why they're able to do it.
Yeah.
Oda like literally like works 360 days. I think he gets like 5 days off.
I'm assuming that's his only story he's working on right now.
Yeah.
Is One Piece.
I think it was 2.5 years straight he went without taking a single day off. He worked 2.5 years straight without taking a single day off, and then Shonen Jump, because of the amount that dude smokes, Shonen Jump came in and was like, you need to take care of yourself. Like
it's like you are our cash cow.
Yeah, you are literally our cash cow.
You cannot die without ending this. Like we will kill you.
There's that one kid that disappeared who is the only person that knows the true ending of One Piece.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a Make-A-Wish kid who had who was on his deathbed.
Okay.
And he had asked if he could get the he could know how One Piece ended because it was his Make-A-Wish.
Okay.
And Oda actually agreed. He went to him and told him how it ended, and the kid, true to his word, kept his mouth shut and said, I'm never going to tell anybody, blah, blah, but I like the way it ends. And then supposedly that kid, now this is where it gets into theory, the theory portion of this.
Okay.
But supposedly that kid made a full recovery.
Oh.
Right? And now he's gone missing.
As he should.
So supposedly the joke is that Oda, after finding out that this kid made a full recovery, and now he's the only other kid out, there's another person out there that knows the ending of One Piece, put a hit out on him to silence him forever.
That's like
stole him.
Dark and hilarious.
I mean, yeah. Well, welcome to our podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where we literally still defend Show Tucker to this day.
As we should.
As we should.
I will never stop fighting for that saint of a man.
Hashtag save Show Tucker. Trend it.
Trend it.
If
you want to draw fan art of him on trial, winning.
Submit it
to
not guilty. I want Phoenix Wright style. What other
we're talking about Show Tucker, so we have to talk about
yes,
Full
yeah,
Metal.
perfect segue. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dumb.
Straight up.
So, Full Metal.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Kind of going back to what you were just talking about, the anime got ahead of the manga.
Yes.
And it was okay.
Honestly, again, not knowing the manga, right? I just thought that's how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad ending. It was definitely unique.
It was unique. Definitely unique.
I'd say definitely watch it. It's, at the very least, you get a bunch of fun side stories.
Yeah. Alright.
You just need to know that Brotherhood is the true storyline.
If you have a lot of spare time, if you are not a working class adult who has to work 5 days a week and pay bills and then do work around the house and you get like maybe 6 hours of free time, do not watch the original.
If you're a student right now, that is 100%.
Like you're on break right now.
From home, watch it. Watch Brotherhood first and then go back and watch the other one because it's kind of like...
Actually, I would say do the reverse. I would say watch the original so that way you're not disenfranchised by it. Then go watch Brotherhood and then go, oh, okay, all right, this is way better.
That's fair.
Yeah, because you're at least you could have that the feeling that we had where we're like, okay, this isn't bad. I don't hate this. Do not watch the movie though. I hate the Conquerors of Shambhala though.
Yeah,
that movie was so bad.
The fact that there was no alchemy in it. Until the last 5 minutes.
The last 5 minutes, and then add on to it spoiler
for a movie that no longer is valid.
Don't watch it. The whole ending of that movie is the fact that at least I'm in this other world with Alphonse, my brother's with me, and it's like, so cool, you're reunited with your brother. So fuck Mustang, fuck Winry.
Right.
Fuck Armstrong. So what you're saying is it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fuck teacher's husband.
All of those people that you bonded with, that you wound up loving as well. Now that you don't care that you will never see them again, as long as you have your brother.
Who he had all along.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he had a brother.
Right. Yeah, I mean, granted, he was a spirit in a suit of armor, but...
It's dumb. I hate Conquerors of Shambhala. It's bad.
Yeah.
That might not be... I think that's the name of the movie. I think it was Conquerors of Shambhala.
I don't know.
I'm 90% now that I've said it out loud.
So
I'm going to hit you with one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to see continued?
Like something that's ended that
something
I want to see continued?
Something that's ended that you wish got continued.
Ooh. History's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi.
Yes, I agree with you on that one. Our studio audience gave us crap for not mentioning him last time.
Yes.
So this is a perfect... Yeah, I would love to...
bring it in. Kenichi had a great
season 1 was
700 chapters or something like that, and they animated the original Odin arc. That's what I'll call it.
So good.
Which is maybe the first 35 chapters.
Is it really only the first 35?
It's something insignificant. There's so much that comes after that.
I need to sit down and actually read that.
I need Kenichi to have one.
I agree with you on that one. They did a couple OVAs that take place after the original, and which got us excited to get more. But then they never did.
Just never did anything with it.
I'm gonna hit you with 2 because they're the 2 that I always talk about.
Okay.
And I can easily bring it up. I'm a huge fan of Hitman Reborn.
Okay.
I love Hitman Reborn, and for some odd reason they stopped animating it before the final arc. There is a final arc. It's like 1,000-Year Blood War, right? They just got to a certain point and they stopped. So it's give us the
was it at least a good cutoff point, or it was just
no,
okay.
Because have you seen Hitman Reborn?
No.
Anything? All right. So there's these babies, little babies in it, right? And they never really talk or explain why they are these powerful babies that exist in this universe. And the final arc explains their existence. So it's having it's ending before you get the biggest explanation nailed on you. It's the Arecabelleno. I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of like Italian words in Hitman Reborn, but yeah, it's it's that final arc. They never gave us animation, so please, like every couple of years, there's a really good what's the word? Not theory, but rumor that's going around that they're gonna do it, but they never do. And then
did that get a reanimation?
What?
Hitman?
No, I wish. Trust me. I would be watching it every week. I love Hitman Reborn. That is one of those ones where like it does take a while to get good. Like the first 14 episodes are just, it's supposed to be a gag manga at first. He was trying to make something funny.
Right.
And it was bad, and he was like, all right, well, I'll turn it into a battle series. And it was like, wait, what? This is fantastic. Like, why did you just do this from the get-go?
Right.
I do love Hitman Reborn. But I wish that got a continuation. And another one that I need remastered into a continuation, like Hunter x Hunter. Give me Claymore.
Claymore?
I fucking love Claymore. I actually... That was the manga that got me to start reading manga, because I got so tired of them never giving me the ending to Claymore that I was like, you know what? I guess I'll start reading it. I saw like it had ended.
I tried reading it, and
they all looked the same.
I had to give it away because everyone looked the same.
They all
and I
looked
was
the
like,
same.
Someone just died, and I don't know if they're a main character or a side character.
I fully understand that. They all look the same, but I love Claymore. It's one of my... I don't know why. I really like it.
Did that actually end?
It does end.
Okay.
But it could continue. That's another thing. The manga could continue. Like, actually, give me that continuation of the manga. I won't go into full detail because it's again...
Give it to Mappa. Mappa's doing everything.
That's like a 20, 30-minute conversation right there about how like Claymore could still keep going.
2 books of Claymore?
3.
I have 3 books.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
So, hit you again with the things, right? We have a Twitter account at not Mike _ not Pat. Follow us on there where we will, just post random dumb things either about the episode, or I like to get on there and as I'm watching whatever anime I'm watching, just do like a live update for each episode that I finish watching. We have the Instagram at...
Instagram also is not Mike, not Pat. Same with the YouTube, the Spotify. You can find our link tree right on there. Get everything that you need to fulfill your 2 Dicks Exposed day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, we are big fans of fan art. And that's you, because
you don't have it memorized yet?
No.
You don't have the hashtag up, down, down, ABAB fan art hashtag memorized?
I do not.
Oh my goodness. Well, if only you had memorized hashtag up, down, down, ABAB fan art. Then you could submit some to our Instagram, which, if we find one we like, we will post it right up on that Nintendo controller. There. So...
And that's about it for us, right?
That's about it.
Until next time, guys.
Until next time. I am not Mike.
I am not Pat.
And I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too.